Welcome back to another edition of From the Bottom Up. And today we are going to dig deep back into 1981. We're going back with Loverboy and Get Lucky, which came out on October 7th, 1981, the band's second studio album. And that was released on Columbia Records in the US and reached number 7 here, number 8 in Canada. And it went 4 times platinum in the US and 3 times platinum in Canada. Produced by Bruce Fairbairn and Paul Dean. Obviously, Fairbairn has many credits, amazing album credits to his collection there, and this is one of them. This album produced 5 singles. As far as the songs on the album go, we have 9. Now, initially, there is a new remastered version out that does have 3 more demos that weren't used. I Told You So, a short demo there. Boy Likes the Girl, and Your Town Saturday Night. And it also does have another version of Working for the Weekend demo that came out there. So, if you want to get the remastered version, that's the one we recommend because it's got the bonus tracks. But we're only going to rank the top 9 that the album initially came out with. And just to run it down real fast on the lineup for this album was obviously Mike Reno on lead vocals, Paul Dean on guitar and backing vocals, Doug Johnson on keyboards, Scott Smith on bass, and Matt Frenette on drums. We're going to kick in right away here with the number 9 song, and that's going to be Emotional. Um, Not really a fan of this song. It's definitely, in my estimation, filler. Yeah, I know Paul sings lead vocals on this one, Paul Dean, the guitar player. Um, just not my cup of tea, unfortunately, and that's why I got it at number 9. Number 8 will be It's Your Life, which is a little bit more like the Loverboy that we know and love here. Song definitely you could tell it was recorded in the 80s, so that's another reason why this song isn't so high on the list here, but It's Your Life at number 8. Number 7 was written by Paul Dean and Johnson, Doug Johnson on keyboards here, and that is Watch Out, which is a very underrated song. I actually like this song a lot. Never really got no play from me either when I played this album back in the day, but listening to it now, yeah, it sounds so fresh and so different. It was great to hear. So that's what I got at number 7. Number 6, we are going to go with the single that came out and peaked at number 36 on the Billboard's mainstream rock charts. It didn't make the top 100, but it did make the mainstream rock charts. And that's going to be Lucky Ones. Um, was one of the main singles that did get some airplay on rock radio, but for whatever reason, it just never made the top 100, surprisingly. That which basically would be considered the title track, although it's called Lucky Ones and not Get Lucky. So our number 5 song is going to be Take Me to the Top, which definitely another song that got tons of airplay. It reached number 23, but like Lucky Ones, only on the mainstream rock charts. Um, Surprisingly, because I know that I heard this song a million times back in the day on rock radio, so it's just a shame it didn't make the top 100. Not sure why that was, but that's unfortunately that's what history tells us here. Number 4 is going to be the song that has been played more by this band on the radio pretty much anywhere you go, more than any other song. And of course, we're talking about the theme song for the working man, Working for the Weekend, which peaked at number 29 and was the first single released from the album. I kind of surprised. that it only peaked at number 29 for how as often as I've heard it over the years. You would think would have made top 10 as often as I hear it, but sadly, it only peaked at number 29, and it's not even the highest charting song out of the singles from this album, surprisingly. But we'll talk more about that in a moment here. Number three is going to be a Paul Dean, Mike Reno collaboration here, and that's "Gangs in the Street." Wow, what a great song! Always love this one. This is definitely one of those ones that have stood out on the album. Didn't really get much in the way of airplay or any of that, surprisingly, but still a great song, and that's why we got it at number three, "Gangs in the Street." Number two, this song bubbled under here on the Hot 100 at 101. Not only was it written by Paul Dean, Matt Frenette, and Mike Reno, but the two other collaborators on this song were none other than Bryan Adams and Jim Valance. So those two wrote a lot of songs together over the years, and then they continued the trend and wrote this song. Even though it only hit 101, it definitely was a solid song that one of the band's best, without a doubt, and that's Jump. All right, so that's going to take us down to the number one song. Have you figured it out by the matter of elimination here? All right, so number one, we've got "When It's Over." Always love the chorus, always love the verses. Just a great solid song. Peaked at number 26, so it actually got better on the charts than "Working for the Weekend," and this was the second single released, and it was also the only other song that was written by Paul Dean and Mike Reno together on the album. So they also wrote "Gangs in the Street" and then "When It's Over." So pretty cool. And yeah, so that's what we got here. So I'm going to give you the quick rundown here. We got at number nine, we got "Emotional." Number eight, "It's Your Life." Number seven, "Watch Out." Number six, "Lucky Ones." Number five, "Take Me to the Top." Number four, "Working for the Weekend." Number three, "Gangs in the Street." Number two, "Jump." And number one, "When It's Over." And that concludes that album there with our ranking. And this album was actually brought up by one of our good buddies, Davey Cretin from Cretin Classics. He said, "Do this one from the bottom up. Loverboy, Get Lucky." And I said, well, maybe. And so I took him up on his offer and we did it here for him. I hope his satisfaction finds it satisfying. Since we ranked it up there for him. And check out his channel for more content there. He does a lot of these type shows as well as other types of things music related. Cretin Classics. And that's going to conclude this episode of From the Bottom Up. Well, Loverboy, get lucky. We'll see you soon for the next one.